You know, did anybody check to see that little throat situation I have? Did you check to see if it was reflection magic from the girl that was in Coney Island, my psychiatric facility? Did you check to see it literally that it had nothing to do with me? It was the reflection of the girl in Coney Island psychiatric facility and the fucking nigga tried to offer me an orange the other day? Did you check to see if it was really me or the girl from Coney Island that was in the girl in the room with the herpes and then she was on the telephone? Yo, listen, go check to see if it was reflection in the current because I am the man that made all the moons, so I know what I'm speaking about. You think about this. Hey, think about this. Yo, my nigga, let me explain something to you. A person wonders, I put something in the current one time, and I'm the one that made the moon. So what you think? Anyway, I'm the one that gave the earth the atmosphere. You think about it. I don't like my wife around trash. Let me think about. Let me show you how real it is. And I'm not speaking about whoever's singing right now. I'm speaking about my own self. And I'm don't get caught up in commercials and certain things of people eating meat and shit. You know. Let me show you something else, right? You know, rat. Listen, I gotta watch this. I gotta find out what's going on. I never, I kept hearing about it. Yo, what was so funny? Around when I was in Coney Island Psychiatric Facility, this group called the ISIS, which we were speaking about, the girl from Coney Island was already trying to get them murdered and killed. Then on top of it, the group that I'm hearing about right now, speaking about ISIS, I was in Coney Island facility when they tried to murder my son in the movie Pineapple Express. You got to see what happened when I was in Coney Island facility, in psychiatric facility, when they were trying to hold me as a hostage because I think some girls was around the economic system and some guy was lying about pussy or something. But anyway, we got to find out if other individuals was literally warning individuals. We got to know about the situation. If another person was lying or causing certain types of things in reality, we got to find out about the situation. Now, let me show you how real the situation is, right? Let's speak about this. The guy Rags Edge Blade and Shield for four guys with their mothers. Their mothers were the Players Club girls that wanted people's other astrological empresses to get raped because they never finished their education. They were supposed to be placed in a black jewel, but because the empresses didn't want to place them in a black jewel because they were like they knew too much for them not to pay attention. So certain things would have happened a certain type of way. They just had to wait for what. But anyway, my wives were funny about the situation. Now listen to this. Now think about this in the quality of life. Now that is funny about certain things, but me, I'm the real. And look at this. My chain popped the other day, right? You see my chain? These little pieces, the little clear pieces came out, and then look. But who did it? Somebody was doing Reiki, and then it caused me to get angry and pop the chain. But I don't know who else would be in the vicinity of the individuals doing for. Anyway, it don't matter. These guys named Rags Edge Blade and Shield used to rape women every day. They weren't the individuals that were supposed to refine the habitation. I'm the only one that literally refines the higher quality of the habitation of the astrological empress. Literally only me. I'm serious, only me. Literally Ralph Angel. I refine the higher quality of the astrological empress. Okay. So like I said, right? I'm the only one that refines it. So now you think about this. These guys named Rags Edge Blade and Shield. This is because they knew element magic. There wasn't refiners. They just knew magic. How to. You see how some people know um, um, demonic magic for demoralization of the reality to get away. For if somebody, it's just like how can I say this? My wife. I was about just speaking about my wife the other day. My wife, Autumn, she was like, "You remember the golden apples? You, we used to have. There was children that used to have to run away. Used to turn into little animals to run away because people were already trying to do their habitation wrong, and they used to have to run and go hide because they were scared because they're little pussyfoot individuals, right? So now I'm gonna show you how real this is. Now it's just like a person doing demonic magic, demoralizing their reality just to be able to get away. Same thing with rags and blade and shit. There wasn't refiners. They knew how to turn into like almost the biggest titans in space. Their mothers used to be giants, and then on top of it, when they used to do that, my wife used to be like, "Yo, go get your fucking children and get them the fuck away from this space." They do that shit again, get the fuck away from this space. Matter of fact, go sit somewhere if I could know the fucking difference at the time. My wife, I was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "Yo, it feels like I just been raped. Like so much shit that didn't happen. Yo, go sit down somewhere because you gotta." And my wife, yo, listen, I taught them the magic to grow as giants. I go above the level of the higher levels of space. I could grow into a giant going above the level of higher levels of space. And my wife already knew this. So these individuals, Rags, Edge, Blade, and Shield, and their mother, and certain other individuals used to make my wife feel like she was being raped. And my wife used to get so brutally mad that she would have to calm down and she wanted to be with me somewhere quiet so nobody would realize what was going on. For she could be around me, just a time for comfort, for she could hide, because she just wanted to know that she wasn't being raped a certain type of way. Because of them individuals, Rags, Edge, Blade, and Shield, the ones that were causing her. It was like they wanted to cause her to forgetful pull because of all the wrong that they did. And then on top of it, I grew into a hot, bigger giant than them. And then when I did that, it was even a higher quality of the existence for my wife refinement of my wife lighting up. So now there's a difference in the reality. But these individuals used to rape the moon empresses a certain type of way every day. And I used to look at the children of the moon like, I wonder when y'all gonna retaliate. I just don't wanna be around. So when y'all catch them niggas, because, I don't wanna hear no excuse. Don't let me be somewhere and they'll let them niggas come around me if you catch them niggas. Because when they figure out my children of the moon and the light stars, the astrological tree of the suns and the moon, figure out that Rags, Edge, Blade, and Shield was raping the astrological tree endlessly at times and causing deterioration or influencing individuals to go against a natural current or nourishment that they were supposed to be, because they were supposed to be of higher quality, those astrological lines. And then those individuals were raping the natural current and reality of those individuals. I didn't want to be around for when them children decided to go hunt for them niggas or the beating that they were going to give them a certain type of way, because I just didn't want to be around for that type of situation. Or individuals that was cutting the finances or the currency. It's just like individuals that took down the Confederate flag. Something that should have never been done. I saved Hillary Clinton's life during the time she was running for the presidential election. My wife, Hillary Clinton's my literal wife. Not Hillary, listen, there's a difference in Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is my real wife, the original Hillary Clinton. The other ones of the habitation a certain type of way with my wives, and after I got hurt, I just disappeared. It was so real. The girl that was Marilyn Monroe that used to think that she was of the Madonna, but was of the Marilyn Monroe. When she fucked up with my other son that was Kennedy, that didn't know that I was his dad because he was learning he was learning. It was just like the movie Skull and Bones at the time with me. He was learning certain things but didn't realize what was going on and then tried to get rid of him, man. I'm just going to show you just like this. He didn't realize I was his real dad. The other ones knew certain things but they had to disappear after what the stupidity he did. And then the other one that was claiming to be Marilyn Monroe, that was just supposed to be the refiner astrological tree that dishonored her. My wife, the real Marilyn Monroe, her martial arts is so serious that you wouldn't believe. And when she dishonored the astrological tree of the Marilyn Monroe family, I'm the head of the family also, because I'm also Marilyn wHITe is also my wife. So when she and Marilyn Monroe, I don't want to speak about Marilyn Monroe, I don't even got to tell you about the rest of them. They're all my wives, literally. It used to be like I used to lay on the bed and the sister used to come bang and like knock on the door. Can I come in, please? Can I lay down next to you at least? Just want to come rub my back while I was with the sister. Let me show you something how real it is. Right? And when I mean rub my back, not rub my back to caress my back. Like, I'm talking about rub my back like, oh my God, I love you so much, baby. Can I get some, please? That's how they used to be with me because of how much they really loved me. And I educated them in their martial arts. So let me show you how real this is. When Kennedy, my son, dishonored me, and I ended up having to disappear in the public eye because other people were mad because of things I was teaching. Because I told individuals, I said, yo, listen, you can't have ugly people on television. It'll cause the wrong type of it'll cause the wrong type of influence, and then the wrong physical conduct will start happening. So I tried to warn people early out in physics, but they didn't listen to me, and then they tried to shoot me, and then them realizing I was also a musician. Thank you very much. And then they realized who I was a certain type of way. Then I had to disappear because certain things that happened during that time, I had to leave. I'm a man. I'm very impressive when it comes to the physical reality, and I had children, so it was different when it came concerning my children. So I'm a person that's of higher quality, of even refinement and expenses in finance. So now I'm gonna explain something to you. So now, individuals, when they didn't realize, certain of my children at the time, because they were going through their own physical education, and then some of them that did realize already knew. But then when my other son Kenny disrespected the astrological tree, I had to disappear. And then my other sons, we would see each other every now and then. It's just like couple. I'm not gonna say exactly when, but not too long ago, I seen my child, and then it felt like a wonderful moment just to see my child, and just but I just had to leave because another person. It looks. Why would you leave this certain type of equality? Because of so much things I was into, the depth of reality of refinement. Even if something happened to them, because of the things I was already dealing with, I had to refine a certain type of way so they could be okay in their physical reality, so they wouldn't get caught up in situations. So if they did get caught up, they would be able to heal. Now, it was only certain individual. Anyway, I don't want to speak about it. But anyway, let me just show you the date and time still. Yeah.
Around the dinner table, we talked about love as well.
Oh, there's my other. I don't want to speak about. Me. I used to tell people, they can't steal horses, and they can't take the wrong ride from other individuals. Yeah, I used to tell people they couldn't steal horses, they couldn't take the wrong ride from an individual because it would cause the wrong type of current reality. I had a man come to me the other day. Well, I was speaking about that earlier when I had my shirt off. Something with the moon, and this is why I'm also making a video the same day, and also another person was trying to get into my car. I don't know if my child realized what that man was telling me, and I'm looking at my child like, oh, I guess that must be one of the brimstone individuals. If he's introducing himself, I'm gonna just call one of my other sons and just let him have their own private introduction a certain type of way. So if he wants to introduce himself, I'm gonna call my other son, and I'll let my son introduce himself. But anyway. So let me just be real. Another person wonders about certain other things. These individuals they disrespected the Marilyn Monroe. My other son, the other Kennedy son of mine, from he was from. I don't want to speak about it a certain type of way because his brother knew better. But the one that was Marilyn Monroe tried to disappear. I don't know if she went after the Clinton line a certain type of way because she wanted to, hide amongst individuals and then cause a deterioration through time. And it probably caused a Lena Bobbitt type situation, Probably an individual, this is probably how she wanted to go about it. Hey, I act like I don't know what's going on. So another person likes to be like, you want to play twin games. It had nothing to do with twin games. It's just another individual wanted to be with her. Marilyn Monroe, the one that was an actress at the time that everybody was wondering about, wasn't my real wife. It was just the continuance of the habitation that didn't know nothing, that was acting stupidity, learning certain things, started sleeping with another man that she was supposed to sleep with, caused the wrong type of conduct at the time when I was being with her. And then I was like, yo, listen, this ain't no whorehouse, this ain't no brothel house. You want to know something? You just fucked up the cellular structure of other individuals. Now they're gonna see the reality, and then they're gonna see why the slothfulness of the difference. Because you were supposed to be entrusted to make sure everything was alright, my other son, but he went and slept with her and started causing mass hysteria in the public and started devaluing individuals for eyes. So the cellular structure, the celestial structure I filled her up with at the time was wonderful, but then the nigga devalued her a certain type of way in other people's knowledge and he tried to take the credit for it. And when that happened, only my other sons knew what was going on. And I was like, yo, listen, that same nigga is gonna be the one to kill y'all, and he's gonna be some Quaker Oats type of nigga, and you're just gonna be wondering the nigga always coming around asking for grain or type of shit, that you're gonna get your casino calls and shit. So because he's gonna be a nigga, oh, can't casino, and then he'll be on television and just manipulate everybody physically, and one by one he's gonna probably just knock y'all the fuck out and just end up dying, and you're gonna wonder what happened. And then you're just gonna remember what I told you. Hopefully the nigga don't catch y'all certain other places. So I hope y'all be nice. Don't let the nigga catch you a certain type of way. And then anyway, I went about my business, man, because everybody wants to live that deal. All my children was making me feel like I loved them so much. I was trying to save their life, but sometimes I was seeing things like much. You know, my mouth was open last time. All my children, I loved them so much. I wanted to save their life, but it made it seem like another individual was already trying to fuck up their reality, depress me, because it was never, you can never depress me. My reality is always going to be highly, you have to have a rich acknowledgement and wealthy my emotions and physical reality, because individuals of the current reality has to be of a high point. So if a person can't depress me, a person that's trying to depress me is a person that got to get finished and murdered in physical reality if they try to depress me, Ralph and JR. But I'm just going to be real. Now, you know, and I'm just being real. Anybody trying to depress me, Ralph Ranger has to get physically murdered in any which way. But anyway, like I said, you know, another person, it's just like another person was trying to pass something along. Like I was listening to something the other day, and I don't know the conduct of a person being a devilish person a certain type of way, and causing a certain type of reality when an individual is listening to certain receptiveness, even at a time that's causing a high point, enlightenment point to even holler a certain type of way in the current reality, dealing with receptive frequencies of the physics. But anyway, I'm not even gonna get into it. It's something else I was about to get into. But the girl Marilyn Monroe that dishonored her tree, I think could have been Siobhan Sons, the real live. And then, you know, they probably got rid of the Marilyn Monroe at the time. Another individual wanted some sexual conduct or quality from somebody else, probably stepped in and did something, and then they probably tried to manipulate the Clinton line. And the next thing you know, like I told you, right before I got shot, before I started disappearing in the public eye, you know, after Boogie Night, remember I made the television show. It was Aliens, V, Dick Tracy, Roger Rabbit, you know, all these type of things for individuals to figure out the criminal activity of other individuals and to remember to regard themselves the gremlin. All these things I had to warn them about would be the biohazard debris of other individuals causing a false reality and then fucking up people's astrological tree. And another individual, it was so real. Let me show you something. Gizmo was so funny because you wouldn't even believe it if I told you this. You remember Spike? They told me, no, Stripe, what was it, Stripe? I forgot what they call the nigga. Stripe or Spike or something. I think it was Stripe or Spike. The individual, he didn't want to get wet. He didn't want to get wet. He was like, he sat in a movie theater. He said, he tried to show me in the movie, you know, if individuals get out of conduct, at least it'll be live in public in a movie theater. It won't be individuals acting in conduct a place that he wouldn't know, and he did it a certain type of way. But some of the gremlins were okay, but some of them wasn't, because the other ones that went crazy was causing like the Black Panther Party. You gotta see every movie had out. Yo, listen, it was wonderful about Spike in there, but it used to make me laugh. But I used to be like, hey. You know, because Spike tried to show you in the other, you ever seen the other one with Gizmo? When the other Spike and the other Gizmo came, he looked at the nigga, hey. He was like he was gonna go into something else. Like, he looked at, oh man. He said, then the nigga said, oh man. You know, it was funny about the situation because other people that had a certain equality when it came to their habitation would be a certain type of way, and it just didn't want people to realize what was going on with them a certain type of way, and they were and they were causing endangerment of individuals' habitation, but couldn't be around an individual at a time. But the individuals that were sending them to be around was causing it anyway. So, and certain things was gonna happen anyway. I don't want to get into it, but the individuals, try to disappear in the Clinton line and try to look like, I think she tried to quote or look like Hillary Clinton. But the person says, why would you say something like that? Look at the movie X-Men. Remember, it said like the president, like they were going to clone Bill Clinton. Because a person says, I'm a person that's very high regard and wonderful when it comes to habitation and even regardment. But in the movie X-Men, they were going to try to clone Bill Clinton. But was it Bill Clinton or was it his wife? And then think about what happened of her, think about what happened when they brought down the Confederate flag, and I was making all the documentaries on SanDisk just to save her life, because she may not realize the reason of the conduct of the currency that they were trying to deter, and an individual's acknowledgement to their natural habitation, because they were doing wrong things with individuals as opposed to their purity and purity, causing biohazard realities, and then they were going crazy when it came to the human condition because other people was trying to see. It's just like, my children is always going to be live anatomy when it comes to the physical reality. But if you had people that was trying to recondition something, they was wondering what was the difference of the physical reality, the things that they were trying to filter. And I don't want to get into it. My wife already knows. I don't want to speak about it, but be careful about other individuals and rags edge bling shit. When you catch them, I just don't want to be around them, because when things happen to them, I don't even want them to be around me. I don't want to be in the danger that they're gonna. When my children of the moon stars, the sun stars, and certain other star calendars of higher quality of light and of consecration and other things realize what these individuals are doing, dealing with elements, manipulating elements, causing identity theft, and literally was like raping their mother. It's like a person going after, I already set the future, so if a person went after the finances of the quality of the future, is really deterring the moon, the stars, and causing the fallen stars and the natural current conduct of the physical reality and causing their death. So a person causing identity theft, because Rags and Blade and Shield was causing identity theft, and they were trying to break into the government with other social economic influence from other social economic systems through the generations of life that already caused the galactic war. So they were trying to end the future to cause a false future that would have caused Sin City, then the end of all existence. So they were causing the fallen stars, the deterioration of the higher quality of light, of even the consciousness of guidance, because the drugs that they were on, and causing individuals not to even care about their consciousness. So if you have the higher regard that's regarding the habitation, they don't want to be with people that just doesn't care about their consciousness, doing away and demoralizing their consciousness, and it does away with their privacy. So then they must have been trying to do their homework on people, trying to cause an entrapment so it wouldn't look like them, and then blaming other people, but they were the ones that caused all the fucked up realities, and then they tried to be manipulative about the situation, and then they had a fucked up mentality, and then they probably got with other individuals that was like a biohazard debris of the reality, and just didn't care about one's, a person that was trying to keep it's just like the vein can't be around me, but he would be a person that would try to keep the vein around me every now and then, that would fuck up the individual's habitation. Most likely he would go after Donto's habitation and try to be like he was from Donto, because Donto and them used to do magic a certain type of way. So if he got tied into Donto's magic, he was the one that would have caused the Babylonian rape a certain type of way, would have tried to look like amongst them, which he did fit the description a certain type of way, but he would try to look like them amongst them and hope nobody would realize who he was, when I know who he is. And then next thing you know, it would cause a deterioration, and then the people that he had sexual conduct with would have this type of mentality because of the laws of attraction. You attract certain, and then it would attract this type of mentality a certain type of way, and then they would try to be secretly deteriorating and try to cause the end of the future of the reality because of the things that they already caused during the times of Babylon, Sodom, and Gomorrah, and diminishing the high quality of the stars and of the elements and jewels. And Rags and them was highly skilled in ninja elements and jewels, so they would have caused the deterioration of elements. So you got to find out about what I'm speaking about. And on top of it, they knew higher quality of light also. So, they would be deteriorating the light because they already went off. The guy was trying to act like he was me, trying to sex more than other chicks in other astrological trees, causing the deterioration in falling stars on purpose. And then he was growing into enormous heights of mad like of beings trying to murder stars in a big abundance, like there was some fucking 12 pack of dozen eggs or something. And then on top of it, he was misusing the magic that I gave him of the ball of the planet to pocket it a certain type of way of his habitation of planet. He used to pocket it. It was called like a Dragon Ball. He used to pocket it and then put it in his pocket and try to walk around. And then he was doing the wrong thing. You don't even. Oh, if I told you what that guy did, oh my god. And then I showed them some magic before that I had to put away of him trying to come in and out my habitation. Like, he was trying to show people that he could come in and out my habitation, like he was more than me. And I'm the one that showed him the magic to do that. And then once I realized that he was fucking up, in reality, I cut him off from doing that. Well, I cut him off from even doing certain things. And then the individual tried to cause Joel to hit me with a fucking, a black Buddha fist that wanted to cause the end. And I'm the one that made the move. So what would have tried to kill individuals? And I saved my life in the paradigm of time. But he was the one that sent individuals to do it. So you think about, hey man, everybody else good for you, bye-bye. I have nothing else to say. Love one, bye-bye. And should have believed me when I told you, but hey, I didn't have to tell you all this. Matter of fact, I ain't making no more videos. I'm tired of talking about stupid people when I need to.
And I was wrong. I'll always be grateful for the assistance that you've given me here today.
This guy sounds like the guy that came to me the other day earlier. That you wouldn't even believe, right? Listen to what I'm telling you, right? Now, I'm gonna say one more thing. I'm supposed to be a man that's supposed to walk outside if I wanted to, touching girls' asses, titties, and I wouldn't do it to 18. I wouldn't do it to a 16-year-old girl. A girl, I heard 17. I have to check it on the internet. I heard 17 is a legal limit. I really rather wait till like they're 18, going on 19, because they're freshly rejuvenated, and you can teach them about their quality before you start really entering the social economics to really how to honor a man. And when it comes to physical and taking time with an individual, with nourishing them to the higher quality of the reason to have an honored habitation when it comes to their future for their conduct. But now, if you have, I wouldn't really do a 17. 17, you could excite them a little something, but it would have to be like 18, 19 or something. But I had to check on the line, because in third world countries, you could go to like, when they turn 14, 15, and then you just handle your situation if individuals don't want to wait and they're savages. But that's a third world country. I'm a person, I'll at least wait, if a third world country, wait till they're like 16 going on 17. Because you don't want to do certain things. When I was teaching my wives to be an astrological empress, she had to master her habitation, and I ain't touched her till she was like 18. So it was a difference in the physical reality. I never touched them physically until they were like 18, 19, and they looked like some of my wives looked younger than that, and they were literally like, I don't want to tell you their exact age. So, it's just being real. So I'm just gonna be real, be very careful with other individuals in habitation and other men that's trying to condition other girls, and then they probably use my finances to do it, because they're not supposed to be doing it on this planet. So if they did it on this planet, that's an individual that manipulated from another planet. He's not supposed to be on my planet, and then he was conditioning girls, they're poisoning the habitation just because he knew a form of science and acknowledgement. He just literally ruined their habitation because I'm the rule of existence of life. So once you go against me, it's an end of reality. It's just an end of reality at a certain type of way at a time, and then an individual will end up a certain type, because that's a person that was spoiling somebody's anatomy, trying to do funny things. But most likely, I have wives also that was on this planet. So they probably been manipulating other individuals for wrong things that they did, and they didn't want nobody to notice. And then on top of it, covering up, and then they did look young. And then I have wives that's immaculate conception that look young, and the reason of their youthful is because they're supposed to come refine with me to remain looking youthful to live a long time. I explained it on my YouTube my YouTubes of rAlPH JR, White is Gold. You have to hear them. Love one. I have nothing else to say. And this is rAlPH JR,